the Boruto to Blue Vortex spoilers are out, so at long last the Boruto hiatus is almost over, and the way this chapter starts is similar to chapter 1 of Boruto, where we get a colored double-page spread, first seeing Boruto and his timeskip design, and then we get a full look at Sarada with her timeskip design, where we see that she's been arguing with Shikamaru, who has now become the Hokage, about how Boruto is innocent and isn't a traitor. Now, Shikamaru obviously doesn't believe her and is worried about Sarada as a shinobi, probably because if she doesn't have the heart to face Boruto because he was a former friend, that's gonna be problematic because the ninja has to endure and blah 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 blah. Shikamaru is like a Danzo-y type of person now. So he's not like Naruto, he's not gonna say, oh, fight to save your friend. He's gonna be like, no, fight to kill your friend, basically. But Sarada, I mean, she tells him off. She says her role model is the 7th Hokage, not you. So she's like, bruh, I don't care about you. I care about Naruto. And what's interesting, though, is we see Konohamaru in some fancy looking outfit here. And I'm wondering if Konohamaru is now Shikamaru's assistant. The same way that Shikamaru was the advisor for Naruto and Kakashi. Konohamaru might be the advisor for Shikamaru. If that is the case, then Konohamaru may very well be next in line to be the Hokage afterwards, to be the 9th Hokage, before Sarada potentially becomes the 10th Hokage. Small detail, but I noticed it. Now next, we see Kawaki in Daikoku 10 visiting Naruto Hinata, who can't see him or talk to him or anything. But what's interesting is that Kawaki can move about freely in this dimension. So what I'm curious about personally is this limited only to whoever has that specific Dharma Wheel Dojutsu, which would be Kawaki, Ishiki, and so on? Or can any otsutsuki hypothetically move around in here? So if Kawaki had succeeded in sending Boruto to this dimension, would he be able to move around? Or is it only Kawaki or Ishiki? In any case, we then cut to Sumire, Sarada, Eida, and Damon, where Sumire has a rather schoolgirlish outfit, if I had to put it in one way, which I think is fitting for her. She's the class rep, so school theme does kind of work for her. And what's really weird and interesting is that Eida and Damon look exactly the same as they did before. Now, people in real life, you know, when they go from 16 to 19, do look older. They don't look identical. I can speak from my own experience on that, when I went from 16 to 19. And Damon also looks identical, and I think we can all agree that, like, an 11-year-old looks a bit different when they turn 14. So I don't know if that has anything to do, well, it probably does, but I'm curious if it has anything to do with the whole Shibai DNA thing. The fact that they're kind of otsutsuki but kind of not, but at the same time, Kawaki looks older and Boruto looks older, so I don't know, that's just really interesting that they look exactly identical to how they were before. Now it makes me wonder, like, how old are they actually? Are these people, like, actually, like, way older than we realize? Is Eida not actually 16? Is he actually, like, 35 and she just looks 16? Same with Damon? I'm just interested why they look identical to how they were before. Because I doubt that they're using the same jutsu that Tsunade did to look younger, especially Damon. Like, Damon probably does not care if he looks like an 11-year-old or a 14-year-old or something like that. So, I don't know. But anyway, the context of the scene is that Sarada and Sumire speak to Eida about the rewrite of history, and they ask if there is anything they can do to reverse it. Eida says no, and she further asks, how were you two able to retain your memories? And it's about damn time that she asks them that.
It's about damn time! I've been waiting, Hashirama!
Like, all it would take is just one conversation about Boruto's innocence for Eida to realize that they retained their memories. So now I have to ask, did Sarada and Sumire not say a single word about this for like 3-ish years? If so, why did they just randomly on today, August 16th, decide to ask her about it? Like, if anything, I would expect them to ask her, like, immediately, because they probably would want to know immediately how they can immediately change this, not wait to change it. So I'm like, if they waited for 3 years, that's just weird. But if they didn't wait for 3 years, why is Eida just all of a sudden realizing that they retained their memories? I don't know. But that's besides the point, just a little nitpick. Anyway, we then see Mitsuki as he talks to Kawaki, where we see that Mitsuki still has hate for Boruto and he still wants to kill him. And Kawaki says that Boruto cannot escape his eye. so Kawaki will know when he enters the village. And he can also now fly, like every other otsutsuki, so Boruto can probably fly too, just most likely based on this. Now what I'm interested in is kind of translation related here, so when it says Boruto cannot escape Kawaki's eye, does he mean that his dojutsu can like see chakra or sense Boruto or do anything dojutsu related, or is it just him kind of being more metaphorical? He's just saying like, you can't escape me because I'll sense it. Small detail, I'm just kind of curious, is it dojutsu related or just literally the usual otsutsuki sensing karma resonance thing that Boruto and Kawaki always do? Anyway, we then see Himawari as she's training with Chocho, which is nice. Himawari finally decided to become a ninja, clearly, because Himawari wants to become strong, probably so she can protect Boruto and or Kawaki. And Himawari now has long hair like her mother Hinata in part 2, which I think looks better on Himawari personally, and she also doesn't look like a 6-year-old in half the scenes. Like, she actually looks older now, which is nice. Hopefully they can stay consistent with that. But anyway, Himawari has doubts about Boruto being a bad guy, which is something I kind of expected, to be honest, from Himawari. She loved Boruto and Kawaki before. I really didn't see her being the type to be like Mitsuki, where she's going to try to kill Boruto. I figured she would hold out hope on both of them. Even if she finds out the truth later on, I still don't expect her to hate Kawaki. She'll probably hold out hope for him too. That's just how Himawari is. She's very much like Naruto in that regard. In addition, she also doesn't think that Naruto is dead, and I hope to God they mentioned Hinata too in this scene, and not just Naruto. I hope that was just Abdul, because Himawari has an inner feeling that Naruto and hopefully Hinata are alive somewhere. Now then, everything just starts to shift in completely different gears. Konoha gets attacked by Code's Ten Tails minion army, where Sarada protects the villagers, but the Ten Tails claw grime keep regenerating. Now, as for why Code waited 3 years, and is even doing it now, I have absolutely no idea. Maybe I should make a separate video on it, but briefly speaking, Code didn't want to invade when Eida and Damon were there, as he expressed in chapter 77. But Eida and Damon are still here. And Code looked like he was getting ready to take some form of action in Boruto chapter 80, which was like 3 years ago in this time. So why right now? I have no idea. But anyway, Code confronts Sarada, and what's interesting is he has a slashed left eye. So Code either got slashed by his own Ten Tails claw grime, or he got into a fight with Boruto and Sasuke. One or the other is the most likely scenario here. Now, if he got into a fight with Boruto and Sasuke, it really just depends on when that happened for this to make sense. If it happened immediately after Boruto chapter 80, well, no, that doesn't make sense. Code would have just destroyed both of them, probably. If it happened quite a while later, then that can make more sense, as when Boruto finally shows up near the end of the chapter, it's very disrespectful. He stands on Code's leg while stomping on Code's face, and this just makes Code look really weak. Like, the fact that Boruto was able to hold this pose and talk to Code for even one panel, it just makes Code look really weak. Like, he can't do anything about this. This is just so disrespectful. Cool for Boruto, very bad for Code. I mean, just the way he's standing is so ridiculous looking. But anyway, Boruto says to Code that is the kind of creepy thing that gets you in trouble with all the girls, because Code was telling Sarada to scream for help. Now, I mean, based off of Code's interactions with Eida, not surprising, Code is kind of creepy with girls. He started off normal, but pretty rapidly got into a weird obsession type of thing, as we saw in chapter 71, so no surprise if Code is weird with the girls. Anyway, the final 2 pages of the chapter have Sarada shocked to see Boruto out of nowhere, while Kawaki says that Boruto has returned, and he's probably about to fight Boruto now because of this. And the preview text says the whirlpool of destiny / fate to be mixed together once again. Because, you know, they've met once again here. Now, one small kind of random detail here is the fact that the preview text is mentioning destiny and fate again implies to me that destiny is going to be an integral theme to Boruto Part 2, just like it was with Boruto Part 1 and with Naruto. So, destiny is probably Kishimoto's favorite theme, and it's a good one. I like it. I have no problems with that. Another random detail I'm just kind of noticing, just making me laugh, is that in one of the last 2 pages of the chapter, the clock is just standing there behind Boruto and Sarada, and they're not attacking them. They're just standing there watching. They're not doing anything. And I have no idea why. Boruto and Sarada are just busy staring at Kawaki, or rather, Boruto's looking at Kawaki talking to him, while Sarada is just shocked staring at Boruto. And the clock guard just aren't snatching Sarada and like stabbing her or anything. I don't know what they're doing. But anyway, I'm also very curious to know if we're going to see Amato in this chapter. We didn't see him in the spoilers, and normally Abdul will show something with Amato. I don't feel like they ever just don't show him in a chapter spoilers when he's in the chapter. So I'm interested in that. I want to know anything with Amato for that matter. Did Kawaki revive Akebi, or did he put the karma seal on the Delta clone like Amato wanted him to? Is Amato like in jail for hiding things? Is what's the deal with Amato? I'm very curious there. But overall, this looks like it'll be a pretty cool chapter. There's definitely a lot of cool moments, like when Boruto shows up, or just some of the character interactions. It's nice to see, different things like Shikamaru's now Hokage, Konohamaru might be Shikamaru's Hokage advisor, seeing everyone express their opinions on things. Really like the whole Sarada, Samurai, Eida, and Damon interaction, where Eida's like calling him out, like, hey, you're sus. Why didn't your memories get changed? Why do you still know the truth about what happened? I hope that they take that further, and I hope that one day at least we figure out why Sarada and Samurai are even immune to begin with. Now, I'm sure I'm going to get a million comments for saying this, but yes, personally, I am disappointed about the fact that the time skip has actually happened now to begin with. I am almost done a 92-minute Kamui movie video on why I think this is a missed opportunity. The fact that they didn't continue the story in the present time. I think the story factually would have been better for like 900 different reasons. It's gonna be a very in-depth and insightful video, as you'll see. I'm talking about a lot of things to varying degrees. I start off easy with things like loose ends, setup, and so on. And then it gets progressively deeper and deeper until I start talking about the themes of Boruto and with Momoshiki's prophecy, or the narrative structure of the story, and so on. I definitely think it's a good watch. I think you'll enjoy it. Just appreciate it for what it is. And more than anything, don't think of it as a Boruto hate video. Think of it as like a Boruto rewrite. Something I think just would have been better. Look at it that way, and don't get mad at me because I think what I think. But all things considered, just knowing that the time skip happened and we move on with that knowledge. Past that point, I don't actually mind this chapter a whole lot. Like I said, I think there's a few cool things. It's fairly nice. It's more so just the fact that the time skip is now. It's my only problem. Otherwise, the chapter's totally fine as far as I can tell by the spoilers. But I want to hear what you guys think. Are you happy about the time skip happening now, or are you a little bit disappointed like me? And moving on from that point entirely, just generally, how do you feel about this chapter? Do you like the cool things? Do you like everyone's new designs? Do you like the character interactions? What do you think about Code's invasion so far? How do you think about Boruto's cool moment when he steps on Code's face? What do you think happened with Code's eye too? How do you think that got slashed? And what do you think about the whole Sarada, Samurai, Eida, and Damon interaction? Why do you think Eida and Damon look the same age? How do you feel about Eida calling Sarada and Samurai out? And when do you think we're going to get the revelation on why they're immune to begin with? And what do you think the deal is with Amato? What do you think he's up to? Do you think Shikamaru, because he's Hokage, has put like Amato in jail basically because he can and he hates Amato? Or do you think Amato's just fine and dandy? He's got an Akebi clone he's working on, and so on. Well, let me know in the comment section below, but that's a wrap on today's video, so thank you guys for watching until the end.
You're already under my genjutsu.
Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, like the video, check out my podcast channel, become a member, and hit the bell icon for notifications.
Sorry, Sasuke. Maybe some other time.
Have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.